Coming up next on Good Morning El Paso, sex trafficking in El Paso. Investigations are on the rise. We find out how authorities are trying to fight it.
It was one of the largest unsolved shootings in the country. 25 years later, families still don't have any answers. We hear from the new police investigator on the Las Cruces bowling massacre.
Strain of not knowing where their daughter is at and whether or not she's alive or not is something that is starting to wear on them.
Even though ISIS claims an American hostage was killed, her parents remain hopeful this morning that she's still alive.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso.
Good morning, everyone. Officials in New England and New York are warning people to please stay home today.
This after a winter storm is expected to hit the area once again. This is video of crews in upstate New York prepping for the storm. Up to 2 feet of snow could fall today and tomorrow.
Feel like we're on a repeat of our headlines from last week, right?
No kidding.
And back here in the borderland, look at that. Again, a repeat of the nice weather that we've had here in El Paso.
This is a shot courtesy of our exclusive ABC7 mountain cam. We can see it, or we can see it's still dark out there, but we're expecting it to be a beautiful day. But how long will it last? We're seeing some changes later in the week.
Yeah, in other words, get out there and enjoy it now. Good morning, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Hillary Floren.
And I'm Stephanie Valle. It is 6:01, and let's send things over to meteorologist Crystal Clyde for our forecast this hour. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, I hope you guys had a good weekend and were able to enjoy some of that outdoor weather. And the good news is if you couldn't, you've got today, tomorrow to do it too. Before, as just was mentioned, things start to change a little bit. Let's look at your forecast outside. Right now we're at 49 degrees in El Paso. Winds are at 7 miles per hour. In Las Cruces, we sit at 41 degrees. It feels like 38 because winds are light, but they're there. 5 miles per hour to the northwest. That is, again, making it feel a little cooler, but overall conditions very good outside to start your day, and then warm this afternoon. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to look at that warm afternoon forecast high for El Paso, Las Cruces, and the surrounding areas. Could we break records? And what about that chance of rain and cool down ahead? All the details you need to know to plan out your work week. They're just a few minutes away.
All right. Crystal, thank you. A 17-year-old girl is recovering in the hospital this morning after she drove her car off Trans Mountain Road. Take a look. This is a picture of the car. We have video of crews pulling her from the bottom of Trans Mountain. The rescue took nearly 4 hours. It is open again to traffic at this hour, and the girl is in stable condition at UMC.
Police in Juarez are trying to figure out the motive behind a shooting at a birthday party. We have video sent to us from Channel 44 in Juarez. The groups of media there say that armed men opened fire at a family's home right around midnight on Saturday and killed 5 people. We're told the tortilla factory owner was having a birthday party for his wife. 4 other people were injured. Yesterday morning, another man was shot and killed outside a bar near Juarez's central tourist area. That shooting is also under investigation.
Sex and human trafficking investigations and convictions have increased 6-fold in the last 5 years. That's according to the new head of Homeland Security Investigations here in El Paso. Sex trafficking occurs when a sex act is induced by force or when the person who performs the acts is younger than 18. A recent case that's made headlines is the conviction of 29-year-old Timothy McCullough. The former UTEP football player was convicted last month of forcing women into prostitution. HSI Special Agent in Charge Waldemar Rodriguez gave us advice on what indicators to look out for when it comes to trafficking.
If there are individuals that are not allowed to talk to or to partake in regular activities in their communities, if there are individuals who show signs of abuse or being kept in one location, and if or their documents are withheld from them, that's another indication of trafficking.
If you suspect human or sex trafficking, you are asked to call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The number is on your screen, 800-843-5678.
We're one day away from the 25th anniversary of a horrifying crime in Las Cruces that has yet to be solved.
We're talking about the bowling alley massacre. It left 4 people dead, including 2 young children.
The Las Cruces Police Department says this is very much still an active investigation despite the amount of time that's gone by.
Good morning, El Paso's Denise Olivas joins us live with more. Denise.
Good morning, Hillary and Stephanie. 25 years later, and no arrests have been made. Families of the victims still haunted by the gruesome act of two suspects that remain on the run. And on last night's ABC 7 Extra, an LCPD detective and filmmaker Charlie Min, who is set to release part 2 of his documentary about the murders, were our guest. Police say on February 10th of 1990, two men stormed into the bowling alley and forced all 7 people who were inside at that time to put their head on the ground. They reportedly stole thousands of dollars from the business's safe. The victims were shot execution style. 2 of the youngest victims, ages 2 and 6. 3 people survived, and a young girl calling for help. LCPD does receive tips every year, especially as it gets closer to the anniversary. Detective Amador Martinez says it's a crucial time for anyone who knows anything to come forward.
And 25 years has passed, and I think some people that may have some information are getting up in age. I hate to say it, but maybe passing away, and they may be taking that information with them. So I think now is our time to get it out through the media and through other sources.
And Detective Martinez has also said that they are still testing several pieces of evidence, but of course he couldn't go into detail about that because it's still an open investigation, I should say. And in our next half hour, we'll have more about that documentary set to be released tomorrow. Back to you, Stephanie and Hillary.
All right, thanks, Denise.
This morning, international military pressure on ISIS is growing.
Retired American General John Allen offered up a warning for the U.S. This as we're still waiting for word on an American hostage this morning.
ABC's Lana Zach has the latest developing now.
Jordan is firing back against ISIS, launching more than 50 airstrikes in retaliation for the brutal burning of a Jordanian pilot. The chief of Jordan's Air Force claims ISIS has lost 20% of its capabilities and more than 7,000 of their fighters.
It's galvanized the coalition, unified the coalition.
In an exclusive interview with ABC's Martha Raddatz, retired Marine Corps General John Allen, the man in charge of the fight against ISIS, said Jordan's response has been critical against the group he says is even more formidable than al-Qaeda.
Do you believe ISIS poses a threat to the homeland?
I think we should take it very seriously.
And ISIS has affected this section of the homeland, Prescott, Arizona. News came 3 days ago that aid worker Kayla Mueller, just 26 years old, held hostage by ISIS, was allegedly killed in one of those Jordanian attacks. Her parents are in seclusion now, clinging to hope that their daughter is alive.
The strain of not knowing where their daughter is at and whether or not she's alive or not is something that is starting to wear on them.
The United States says that there is no evidence of Kayla's death, and the Jordanians say that this is just propaganda. Meanwhile, Kayla's parents are appealing to her captors directly, saying that her well-being is, quote, your responsibility. In New York, Lana Zach, ABC News.
It is 6:08. Taking a look at traffic over on the east side, pretty quiet still. You can see that it is starting to build up around I-10 and Yarborough as more people are getting on the roads this morning, but still pretty quiet out there. No problems to report at this time.
A Doña Ana County employee says her boss, the county treasurer, offered her $1,000 for sex.
I didn't know what to do. I was like ready to jump from the truck. And I was really afraid. To lose my job. It was his word against mine. It was like he's my boss.
We'll tell you how he's responding to the allegations and hear from his accuser. It's an interview you'll see only on ABC 7.
And will we soon see an end to these warm spring-like temperatures that we've been enjoying so much, right?
Unfortunately, good things must come to an end, Crystal Clyde. Is that the case?
Yes it is. Hate to say so, but not for a couple more days. We'll talk about how great the forecast will be to start your work week up after this.
This is ABC 7, where news comes first.